Hi students, and welcome to today's live IELTS class. My name is Adrian and I'm streaming to you live from beautiful Budapest. I hope everybody is having a great start to their week. This class is brought to you by aehelp.com for the academic version of the IELTS exam. Check us out there. And for the general version, check us out at gieltshelp.com. On both of those websites, we've got loads of materials and strategies to help you get prepared. As well, you can connect our academic website to our academic app, Academic IELTS Help, in your iOS, Android app stores. And we have an app release coming for the general version at the end of this month. Hi, students who are joining in now. Hi. Andy, hi Pachu, hi Awaz, good to see you in class. I'm doing fantastic, thank you for asking. Hi Q Thun, Nguyen, good to see you in class. While we wait for a few more students to join up, this is our academic website here. Click the big red button at aehelp.com to join the premium package, or click the green button to try it for free. You can do the same at the general version, gieltshelp.com, by clicking the big red button for the premium or the green button for the demo version. And if you have questions, send me an email, adrian@aehelp.com. Hi Daniel, hi Pavan, hi Carolina. Good to see more of our YouTube members joining in. Students, YouTube membership is controlled by YouTube and Google. I know that it's not available in all countries yet. There's not much we can do about that. Hopefully, YouTube will be bringing you this service soon. Again, just a reminder of our schedule, students. Classes are according to Central European time, and I usually host them Wednesdays to Saturdays, except this coming week it's a little bit different because I'm away on a trip. So today we will finish our task 2 that we started yesterday, and then tomorrow we will have a speaking part 3 session, practice and strategy for everyone, at 15 o'clock Central European time. And then from Wednesday until Sunday I'm away, and then I will be back on Monday, the 26th, with another class, speaking part 1 for everybody, and then we will continue from there as usual. All right, we've got lots and lots of students in the class, which is fantastic. Today, we are going to complete the task 2 essay that we started yesterday. If you were not here for yesterday's class, don't worry, that's okay. We will quickly review the question and the introductory paragraph, and you can join in for the body paragraphs and the conclusion that we will cover today. Lau, Birano, good luck on your IELTS exam this Saturday, and good luck to all of those taking exams this weekend. All right, this was our question that we looked at yesterday, IELTS Writing Task 2. You should spend about 40 minutes on this task. Electric mobility devices like scooters, rollers, segways, and hoverboards are becoming very popular tools for commuting in cities. Discuss the advantages and disadvantages of this development and give your own opinion. Hi, Eugene. Appreciating those emojis as always. Write at least 250 words. Great. So we paraphrase the question for clarity, vocabulary, and direction. We identified the topic, the controlling ideas. We thought critically about that. We asked some important questions, and eventually came up with our thesis statements. My thesis statement: the advantages of electric vehicles are saving time and energy, whereas their disadvantages are lack of safety and health. Nevertheless, I think they are a great development when used with care in certain contexts. All right. So here is our introductory paragraph. And again, remember, students, a good introduction is more than just a paraphrase of the question and what you will discuss in the essay. It gives the reader interest, it gives the reader context, and it gives the reader direction. Basically, what I said there is you write a hook, background, and a thesis statement. So this is, again, a review from yesterday. Let's read this introductory paragraph. Millions of people are using small electric vehicles to move around cities in the past half decade. These automated vehicles, like electric bikes and scooters, are widespread and used for traveling around urban areas to and from work and school. This technological advancement is creating a major change in the flow of traffic. And then comes the thesis. The advantages of electric vehicles are saving time and energy, whereas their disadvantages are lack of safety and health. Nevertheless, I think they are a great development when used with care in certain contexts. All right, before we begin to compose our body paragraphs, we need to reassess the thesis statement. Okay? So, question, students. Is there any way that I can improve my thesis statement? Is this thesis going to work, or is there any way to improve it? Think about it. It's a loaded question. Remember, the thesis statement outlines the structure of the essay. In this essay, I'm going to be discussing the advantages, disadvantages, and give my own opinion. I'll give you a hint. It's not perfect. It can be actually a fair bit better to write an effective essay. What can I do to structure my essay better? Juan Pablo says maybe talk about your opinion a little bit more. No, that's not what I'm thinking. Try to predict the flow of my body paragraphs. I definitely don't want to write an indirect thesis. That will just weaken the essay Hikmatillo. So what should I do? Okay, let me ask you a different question, get you thinking a bit. What is my opinion? My opinion is that they're good, right? That electric vehicles are good. Where should I emphasize my opinion in the essay? In the second body paragraph, right? Danielle says maybe strengthen your opinion. Not quite. It's not 3 body paragraphs. I'm just writing 2 body paragraphs. Okay. All right. I'll give you very good. Rajveer Singh has put his thumb on the situation. Rajveer says you should probably write about the disadvantages first, because you're supporting the advantages. Yeah, Andy Den just got it as well. So Andy Den says, yeah, maybe discuss disadvantages, then the advantages, then that's the side that you support. Okay, very good. Great job. Good job, Rajveer, Andy. Nicely done. Yeah, so it makes a lot more sense, and it's going to be a lot easier if I reverse the advantages and the disadvantages. Watch what happens, okay? So I'm simply going to just grab the disadvantages, cut it out, put it in here, right in the front. So the disadvantages of electric vehicles are lack of safety and health, but the advantages are saving time and energy. And now I need to do a little bit more here. Therefore, I think they are a great development when used with care in certain contexts. Okay, now let's reread this thesis statement, and you will see that my essay becomes a lot easier to write. It will be more coherent. So in our members class that we just had, some students were asking, how should I proofread my essays at home when I'm getting ready for the exam? And I said, wait a day and look at your essay a day later, see if it could be better. And now I'm looking at my introduction a day later. I wrote the introduction yesterday. And definitely this makes it easier and better. Okay, so the disadvantages of electric vehicles are lack of safety and health, but the advantages are saving time and energy. Therefore, I think they are a great development when used with care in certain contexts. All right, now my essay is going to be better and quicker to write, okay? Why? Because my body paragraph 1 will focus on the disadvantages, the side that I do not support, and then body paragraph 2 will focus on the advantages, the side that I support. Does that make sense? Okay, so always be very, very careful. So I'll leave you with this little tip for the moment, which is always write first about the side you disagree with, and then the side you agree with. It makes much more sense. Okay, it's much more logical writing. Cool. Now we can begin with our body paragraph 1. Body paragraph 1 will start with a topic sentence. Okay, so topic sentence. And your topic sentence should be a detailed sentence describing your first point. So our first point here is lack of safety and health. So give me a nice sentence for the topic sentence of body 1 that describes the concept of lack of safety and health. So here, what you want to think in your reader's shoes is your reader is asking, well, what do you mean that it lacks safety and health? What does that actually mean? Okay, so give me a sentence that describes clearly for your reader what you mean when you say that there's not enough safety and there's some kind of a problem with health. All right, that's your topic sentence. It's your what sentence. It's basically what your paragraph is about. Okay, just like in the reading passages. In the reading passages, IELTS test makers are professionals. You will notice that in body paragraphs, the first 1 or 2 sentences are always the topic. They tell you what the paragraph is about. Marzia, that's exactly what we're going to do. So Marzia is asking, can we talk about advantages in one paragraph, then disadvantages in the next? Yes, and in this case, Marzia, we're talking about the disadvantages first because we agree with the advantages more. Okay? All right. So, I'm going to write my topic sentence. Again, the best way, think about definitions for safety. Think about antonym negatives. Hassan says, never before have people been injured on small electric devices as much as these days. Okay, all right. Sure. Okay, so here's my sentence. The use of electric mobility tools have significantly increased the number of injuries in public while decreasing parallel grammar and decreased hours of exercise. Okay, so there's my topic sentence. The use of electric mobility tools have significantly increased the number of injuries in public and decreased hours of exercise. Okay, so that is a definition of lack of safety and health. Okay, let's see. We have a few suggestions up, which is great. Rajveer says, electric vehicles are detrimental for human health and can prove less safe as well. Okay, Rajveer, try not to use the same words, even if it's a different word form than what you're using in your thesis. So we use the words, Rajveer, health and safety in the thesis. So we want to avoid using those words in the topic sentence. The topic sentence needs to be a deeper definition of those words. That's always your goal, okay? Your topic sentences should be very clear for the reader. That's what you're proofreading for, as we discussed with Hassan in the last class and the other members. Violeta Castro says, although they are a common transportation tool, electric vehicles are dangerous to commute in traffic and make people lazy to do exercise. Violeta, nice topic sentence, a couple of slight grammatical mistakes, but otherwise really good. Different than mine, but works just as well, okay? And that's great that you wrote that, Violeta, because it shows the other students that it's the concept that's important, the concept, not the words. Sometimes students say, oh, well, okay, but I can't think of these words. You don't have to think of the same words that I'm thinking of. There are many different ways to express that same idea, okay? Murasa says, no doubt, electric devices like scooters and segways cause serious accidents when people do not wear helmets. Murasa, that's more the explanation than the topic sentence. Okay, you're explaining why people get injured, or you're starting to get into that explanation. So you're thinking a little bit far ahead. Don't leave spaces for your reader, Murasa. Again, Murasa, the way to avoid that is ask yourself the question, what is this paragraph about? According to your sentence, Murasa, the paragraph is about the necessity to wear helmets with these electric devices, and that's off topic. Okay, so careful. Warfin says, that means vehicle emissions are extremely harmful for our health, especially when we're breathing. Warfin, same thing as with Murasa. You're giving an explanation, not the topic sentence. Okay. Well, 1.5 million views. You got band 7.5 in IELTS. Congratulations on that. All right. Let's see some more. Hikmatillo says, automated electric machines are constantly used by many individuals for the purpose of entertainment. Hikmatillo, that's just repeating the introduction. You need to go into more details. I see students doing that where they keep their information general in their body paragraphs. That's not good, okay? The flow of the essay is like an upside down funnel. So it moves like this, okay? So here's your introduction, and then here is your body paragraph, okay, 1 and body 2, okay? Your body paragraph 1 and 2 have to be more detailed. So your introduction is more general, your body 1, body 2 are more detailed. If your essay looks like this, like a cube, it's general information all the way through, you will not get a very good band score, okay? It has to continually be more and more focused. Your ideas have to be more and more focused, okay? Ferdov says, electric vehicles are more dangerous and inefficient for individuals. Okay, Ferdov, be careful. Inefficient is not one of the points in our introduction, okay? Dangerous is okay, but inefficient is unclear because arguably they're very efficient to get us from point A to B if we're looking at time. So careful how you word your topic sentence. All right. When you're at home and you're practicing your transition from your thesis to your body paragraph, always read your thesis and your topic sentence, okay? So the disadvantages of electric vehicles are lack of safety and health. The use of electric mobility tools have significantly increased the number of injuries in public and decreased hours of exercise. So does that make sense with that first point? Is it clear? Absolutely. So now I'm ready to go into my explanation. Okay, so explain this concept for me. So here is where you explain what you mean by this. So what do you mean that more people are getting injured? What do you mean that there's not as much exercise? So why? Okay, think about your reader as an alien. Spell it out for your reader. Okay. So what do you mean that they are increasing injuries and decreasing hours of exercise? Remember your quantitative language, okay? So I'll write my explanation, you write yours, and then we'll compare, all right? So all right. So there's my explanation. As soon as you start thinking about your explanation, you should think quantitative language and you should think visualization. So see these people, see them moving in traffic, see them getting injured, visualize the speed that they're moving at, see video images in your mind, not just pictures, okay? Sue says the safety measures should include the introduction of lanes restricted to EV users. Nice acronym, Sue. Yeah, we call them EV these days. In order to avoid accidents like crashing into larger vehicles or crashing into cars, sure, and other objects. Not clashing, Sue, but crashing. Careful, clash is a different word. Okay? And he says around 100 people have experienced an accident on the street due to lack of facilities of side mirrors. The users do not have to move their legs to drive this vehicle. All right, Andy, not bad. Students, remember, your reader is an alien. Your explanations kind of seem, the ones that I read so far, like you're writing for yourself and you're thinking about the reasons why they get injured, and helmets and side mirrors. That's too specific. You're leaving gaps for your reader's thinking, okay? Remember, you're not just writing for one person. You're not just writing for yourself. You're writing for thousands of people. You are potentially writing for someone who doesn't have any idea of electric vehicles. So you need to take baby steps, okay? Specific but clear information. All right. Hassan says many individuals nowadays utilize their personal mobility devices without following safety regulations, such as wearing a helmet to cover their heads and surpass speed limits. Possibly, Hassan. Again, maybe a little bit too much detail. Okay. Marasa says small electric devices like segways, rollers, and scooters are slow mode of transportation and roughly take 1 hour to cover 20-kilometer distances. As well, require balance on two wheels, increasing the number of accidents. Marasa, I don't think that writing that they're slow is a good idea because we're going to explain that they're actually fast in the next paragraph, the advantages. But the second part of your explanation, Marasa, is very good. Most of these EV devices require balance to operate because they're on two wheels. So the risk of injury is much greater. That's a good explanation. Okay? That's fantastic. So again, I'm happy you wrote that, Marasa, because it shows the other students that there are many different ways to explain this concept clearly. I didn't include any point about the need for balance for these EV devices, but it's true. A lot of people fall off of these devices exactly because they require a lot of balance. Okay, very good. Ferdov says individuals who use these electric vehicles get injured more often because there are no safety features. Ferdovs, keep it a little bit simpler. Airbags, metal frames, maybe a unnecessary detail. There are no safety features. And then for Dobbs, you can say no safety features like airbags to protect them. Okay? And of course, they're moving among much larger vehicles like cars and trucks, right? So somebody might use that as their explanation. Awaz says it can be challenging to keep balance on these EV devices, which can lead to accidents like crashing into larger vehicles and objects. Exactly, Awaz. I used what you started and just made it a little bit clearer. Okay. Ame, very nice. Ame says hundreds of commuters get injured due to accidents by falling from these vehicles every month. It can even lead to fatal injuries. Okay. As well, less physical activity adds to these health hazards. Ame, really nice writing, except that on the other hand. It's not an on the other hand, okay? On the other hand, Ame, the doc, we use that when we show contrast. This is not a contrast that you're stating, it's an addition. So you need to use furthermore or in addition or moreover, okay? Not on the other hand. Careful, students, if you use incorrect phrases to join ideas, it lowers your coherence score, which is bad. You can lose band scores. So even though, Ame, you have really nice writing, that's a big no-no, okay? All right, good. So nice. Now a lot of you are getting the right idea. And again, students, don't believe me, believe each other. So I'm sure when you're reading the comments of your peers and you read these comments like Amaze and Marasa's about balance, then all of you come to the same realization as me. Go, oh yeah, of course. Yeah, that's a good explanation. They need balance. People fall off these EV vehicles all the time and hit themselves. If you come to that realization, if you're like, yeah, that student's got a really good point, then that means that's a good explanation. That's what you want to do. Okay, very nice. Okay, so now comes the example. Okay, so give me a good example to support this explanation. Okay, give me a good example to support this explanation. Remember, this example should be first-person voice using I because we're writing a first-person essay. Why do we know that? Because of our thesis. Our thesis is first person, so our essay is first person. So we should use first person in our explanation. And some students probably are thinking right now, oh, my teacher said don't use I or you in these essays. Don't use you. Okay, it's not second person voice, so don't use you. But in this one, you should use I because the question asks you for first person opinion. Always look at the question to decide whether it's first or third person voice. In this case, we know that it's first person voice because it says give your own opinion. And it would probably say another line here that says use examples from your own knowledge and experience to support your points. Okay, so we know from the question that it is okay to use first person voice because it's asking for your opinion. All right, so you can say in my opinion. And we have had many students who answered in first person for this type of essay, and they got a band 8, 9, because they wrote a good essay, right? Okay, so Hassan said, I read a study by the WHO that the increasing number of accidents in New York City is 30% after allowing people to use these small electric devices, namely scooters and hoverboards. Yeah, and Hassan, you're probably right. I think that might actually be a true statistic. Okay, Pachu says, for example, in France, the government has banned the use of electric mobility tools in all of its cities due to high injury rates. Okay, and Pachu, you can simply make that first person by saying, for example, I saw in the news that the French government has banned the use of EV devices in cities due to high injury rates. Okay, yes, Hassan, World Health Organization, WHO. Rajveer says, for instance, my friend Rahul sustained serious injury last month when he was hit by a truck after failing to balance his electric bike. So that's a personal example. Very good, Rajveer. That works as well. Nice examples, students. And he says, last year I heard 2 students commuting with electric scooters to school ended up falling and getting seriously injured. Andy, perfect. That works. Okay. Chadhari, that's off topic. We're talking about electric vehicles. Roshni, that's a very strong example. It's terrible to hear, but it works. So Roshni says, when I experienced electric scooters for the first time, commuting for half an hour, I fell twice and broke my leg. After that, I decided to not use them anymore. Okay, Roshni, it's not bad, but students, remember, your example should not cancel out your argument or your second body paragraph. So careful with your example. Don't state an example which makes it impossible for you to argue the advantages of these electric scooters. Okay. For instance, I read a report last month which stated that road-related injuries in New York, I'm going to use yours, Hassan, that was good, have increased by 20% since the introduction of EV vehicles into traffic. Okay, good. Now we're going to have a connecting, concluding sentence. And in this case, you can keep it fairly simple, all right? We're transitioning into the advantages paragraph. So what we need to do now is weaken the argument of this paragraph and flow into the next body paragraph. On the IELTS exam, you can do that fairly simply. Okay, in university and college, you will need to be a little bit more creative for those high scores. But for the exam, even for Band 9, you can just do this in a simple way. Nevertheless, the overall benefits of these electric devices outweigh these deficits. Okay, so nevertheless is a good word to use when you're transitioning. It weakens immediately your previous statements, and then you cut right into the connection to your next body paragraph. The overall benefits of these electric devices outweigh these deficits, not the deficits, but refer specifically to what you just wrote. So careful to use accurate pronouns. They will make your essay much stronger. Okay? All right, let's quickly reread this body paragraph. This is another good tip, Hassan, members, referring to the last class for proofreading, is once you've completed a concept, like a body paragraph, of course, reread it before you go to your next one to make sure that it's clear for you. And think about your readers, not just your reader, but your general public as you're rereading. Try to visualize yourself as 100 different people from different walks of life reading this paragraph. Okay? So here we go. The use of electric mobility tools have significantly increased the number of injuries in public and decreased hours of exercise. Thousands of commuters suffer various types of trauma. Trauma means injury caused by impact. Okay, it's a good, nice piece of vocabulary. Trauma means injury by impact. So if you hit an object, you injure any part of your body, you suffer trauma. Like head injuries, as electric scooters and hoverboards offer no protection for the user and travel at speeds of 20 kilometers an hour or more. Okay, so there's my quantitative language. In addition, these commuters are no longer moving their legs and arms to walk to work and become even lazier over time. For instance, I read a report last month which stated that road-related injuries in New York have increased by 20% since the introduction of EV vehicles into traffic. And right away, notice my mistake. Okay, I can't write vehicles because EV stands for electric vehicles. So it doesn't make sense to write electric vehicles. Okay, so it has to be something different. Of electric vehicle transport devices into traffic. Okay. Acronyms, Lao will usually just count as one word. Okay, it's a good question. Lao Bejarano is asking, would EV count as 2 words as an acronym? No, acronyms you would just count as 1 word. Okay. Yes, Andy, you should mention what EV is first. And the way to do that, I mean, in this case, it's quite clear we've written electric vehicle so often. But if you don't want to rewrite electric vehicle all the time, then the way you do that, that's a very, very good question by Andy. So how can I do that correctly? The first time that you use that term, so electric vehicles, it's right at the very beginning in my hook. Millions of people are using small electric vehicles to move around. Then what I should do is in parentheses and brackets at the beginning, write EV like this. And this tells the reader that now in the essay, anytime that I write the acronym EV, it's referring to electric vehicles. The correct way to do that is use it for the very first time that you write the words out. And then you can save yourself a lot of time and energy by using EV instead of electric vehicles every single time. Okay? Very good question. Thank you for that, Andy. Okay. All right. So now I'm into body paragraph 2. Okay? And body paragraph 2 follows the same structure as body paragraph 1. So topic sentence. And your topic sentence now is clearly about the advantages. So saving time and energy. Okay? What do you mean saving time and energy? Let's do this together. So instead of writing the full sentence, let's just do it this way, and then you can write your sentence. So what is saving time? Okay, so here's saving time. What is saving time? Define the concept of saving time in the context of electric vehicles. So what does that mean? What does it mean that by using electric vehicles we save time? What is the definition? So Andy says it's less duration needed to commute. Marasa says convenient. Okay, Daniil says avoiding traffic jams. Daniil, that would be into the explanation. Okay, Daniil, you're saying avoiding traffic jams and waiting for the bus and metro. So what are you doing there, Daniil? You're actually making a comparison. Make that comparison clearly and you have the right idea. Awaz, electric vehicles are useful to reach short distances, which saves time. Don't repeat saves time in a definition. You can't define saving time by writing saving time. Okay? InfoMP says faster than normal speed. InfoMP is halfway there. Faster than, you need to finish. Okay, students, if you're there with the concept of faster, right? ER, meaning it's a relative. Of course, fastest would be superlative. Faster is a relative. So relative to what? And he says faster than regular vehicles. Okay, that's our definition of saving time. It's faster than other cars, public transit, or walking. So it's relative, right? Saving time is relative to our other tools for transportation. Good. Okay, so that's one down, one more to go. Okay, so saves energy. What do you mean by that? Keep it simple. So saving time, faster than other cars, public transit, or walking. Okay. What do you mean it saves energy? Erfanula says it saves the world. I'm not sure what that means. Hikmatillo is very clear with the definition. So yeah, saves energy. We're not talking about combustion energy here, or gas and coal and oil, okay? We're talking about, you might, okay? But we're talking about less physical activity. Okay? Saves energy. It requires less physical activity to operate. Remember, students, it's a 250 to 300 word essay, maybe 330 if you're really good and you're going for a band 9. You can't write about all of your ideas, so careful not to overstep and try to write about too much. All right? So saving time, it's faster than other vehicle types or walking, saves energy, it's less physical activity to operate. Okay, put that into a sentence. Now put that into a sentence for me. Okay, and you'll have the right topic sentence. Daniel says, does not need a lot of muscle power to move. Daniel, not you, okay? Don't use you in the essay. It's not second person voice, all right? Marzia, your topic sentence has to be coming from your thesis point. Otherwise, you will lose your reader. They'll be like, huh? What are you talking about suddenly? You cannot, students, you cannot introduce a new concept in your body paragraph 2 that you haven't introduced in your thesis statement. Otherwise, you lose your reader. Your reader will go, huh? What are you talking about? So, suddenly. So stay on point, okay? So, Rajveer says, EVs are faster than other mobility vehicles and require less physical activity. Yeah, absolutely, Rajveer. Beautiful, simple, to the point, effective, band 9 writing. That's university level writing. That's what your professor expects in your topic sentence, Rajveer. Exactly that. Okay. Murasa, EV transport devices are faster and require less elbow grease. Murasa, be careful with those idioms in task 2. It's very colloquial, I think, to write less elbow grease. I wouldn't do it, okay? Using those kinds of colloquial idiomatic language in task 2 is a bit awkward. In spoken language, it's better, Murasa. Don't use it in writing, okay? Rehan says, EVs are faster than other vehicles and carry people in half the time and need less physical activity. Okay. Sure. Rehan, careful not to go into your explanation in your topic sentence. Save that for your next sentence. Okay. Yeah, so some nice sentences there. So the topic sentence is, EVs are faster than other vehicle types for short distances in crowded cities and require little physical effort. Okay, so that's my topic sentence there. EVs are faster than other vehicle types for short distances in crowded cities. I want to say that, okay, keep your visualization clear. Make sure that you're seeing these EVs inside the city in short distances. Obviously, you're not going to be faster if you need to go 100 kilometers to the neighboring town. So make sure that you're keeping specific, right? Even the question, don't forget the question, should always be in your mind, no matter how long you take to compose an essay. the original question says, are becoming very popular tools for commuting in cities. Excuse me. So always keep that in the front of your mind. Okay. And now we have this beautiful topic sentence. EVs are faster than other vehicle types for short distances in crowded cities and require less physical effort. Now that we have that, we can explain it. So what do you mean they're faster for short distances in crowded cities? How does that work? And what do you mean they require little physical effort? Can you explain that to me? I just came to Earth from another planet and I see people zipping around on these little devices, and I try to understand why they're doing that. On my planet, we just teleport. It's even faster. But hey, maybe you can explain that to me. It's been thousands of years on our planet since we actually got on anything or in anything to go from A to B. When you think like that, you create clear sentences, okay, for your general audience. All right? Okay, students, I'm going to leave you here hanging with the explanation, the example, and the conclusion, because I've run out of time, but I think that's a perfect place to leave you hanging based on our essay. Don't forget, you need to include your own opinion as well. And I want to see that at the end of this paragraph and in your conclusion. It's very important. The question asks you, what is your opinion? You need to strengthen in the remaining part of this essay. Then what you can do is just send me the remaining part of the essay. You don't have to send me the whole essay. Just send me the remaining part, the missing elements, explanation, and example conclusion. And I can give you a band score estimate, let you know roughly what you would score for that. Follow the same advice that I've given you in previous classes and for body paragraph 1. My email address is adrian@aehelp.com, okay? adrian@aehelp.com. You can send it there. And for lots more writing strategy and samples, visit our websites. We've got a lot of task 2 samples for different kinds of essays in our blog at aehelp.com and glshelp.com. So if you go to these websites, you register an account, you can register a free trial account or demo account, and then click on the blog. You can actually see all the blogs, and you'll see sets of task 2 essays. Okay? All right, students, that's it for me for today. Remember, we have one more class tomorrow. It will be speaking part 3 at the same time. You're very welcome, students. You're welcome, Carolina, Awaz. Great participation, students. All right, great participation. Work on the flow of your ideas and essays. Keep in mind the parts of the essay, and also always work to see the entire essay as it develops. Have a great rest of your Monday. And if it's late in your country, try to get some rest. Start fresh tomorrow. Tackle another beautiful day on planet Earth. Bye for now, everyone. Much love to all of you.